Welcome, welcome, one and all, to Wisdom Wednesdays. It's your girl, Danny Empowers, here live and in color, y'all. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. I am so excited to be before you this afternoon. It is a blessed day, and I'm hoping that you had an awesome day thus far. We are here, and we are going to be excitingly talking about another word of wisdom for today. And like I said, welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays, where I empower you through words of wisdom and affirmations. So if you haven't affirmed yourself today, let's start there. Okay? I am awesome. I am bold. I am full of strategy. I am unique. Hope you're repeating after me. I am powerful. I am wise. I am making the right decisions. That's right. Yes, we have to continuously affirm ourselves on a daily basis because that's where our power comes from, okay? So make sure you're doing your daily affirmation. So today, our word of wisdom is, you guessed it, promise. Promises. The word of today is promises. Promises have a good and a bad reputation out there. Oftentimes people are like, I don't make promises because I don't want to break promises, or I don't make promises that I can't keep, or, let's pinky promise that, we're going to go ahead and maintain our agreement, right? But, oftentimes in life, promises are not a bad thing. And I want to read you the definition of promises. It says, promises, this is the noun definition, a declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen, all right? Now, the verb definition is this: assure someone that one will definitely do or give or arrange something. Give good grounds for expectation. So it's very important in life that we have promises and that we actually keep them, right? Oftentimes when we give our word that we're going to do something, that's when promises get a little bit, testy. We're not sure if they're a good thing because we're not sure if we're going to keep our word. So a declaration, right? A declaration of something that's going to happen. How many times have you made a promise to yourself and not been able to keep it for whatever reason, right? Let alone making a promise to someone else. But what about making a promise to yourself? We all make promises to ourselves, and, for a greater percentage, I'm sure most people would say, I want to try and I want to make it happen, but things happen, and we have excuses usually that go hand in hand with these promises. And so I want to challenge you today to think about promises that you've made to yourself. Or better yet, I want you to think about 3 months before this pandemic. What promises were you making to yourself that would have placed you in a better place currently? There's a lot of things that we say to ourselves: I'm going to work out, or I'm going to call X, Y, and Z person more often. And now you wish you had, right? Well, it's never too late to maximize on the word that you have set out there. Because like I said, promises are declarations. And whatever we speak about, we bring to our lives. And so if we're speaking words that we're not even able to execute on, oftentimes we're not bringing in the fruit in our lives are not maturing to where they need to be because we're not keeping our promises. All right. And if you're a believer, you know that faith without works is dead, right? And we also believe that the power of life and death is in the tongue. So if we're constantly speaking things and not necessarily working towards those things, we're not seeing results in our lives. So today I want to challenge you. Our word is promises, right? I want you to think about certain things in your life that people have said they would do for you. You know how someone's like, I got you, you feel me? Just trust me, I got you, I got you. And then when it comes time to show up, that person is hitting you with the deuces and nowhere to be found, right? Sometimes that's the case that we have with certain people. But the thing is, what about the promises that you have made to yourself? You know, these are the things that will, these promises are seeds that when watered and when with the right sunshine, they blossom. And when they blossom, they bring fruit that benefit your life and also benefit the lives of all those around you. So I want you to think about your life right now and think about certain promises that you need to activate in your life. I have some questions for you. I have some questions for you today. And I want you, these are actually promises. And I sat down and wrote a few promises that I want us to go on this journey with together. So if you have a pen, you know, if you have a paper, or if you have your phone, or maybe not, or you want to jot this down, this would be a perfect time. And as I was thinking about the question that I asked earlier, if you can go back 3 months before this pandemic, what were the promises that you made to yourself that you did not fulfill, and because of that, you're not reaping certain benefits? I know for one promise that I made to myself is that I would save $100 per pay period. Okay? And I get paid on a weekly basis, right? But I said to myself, that is a promise that I made to myself. I said, every time I get that weekly drop, I'm going to save $100. And last week, if you tuned in, you know that our word was strategy, right? So my strategy to keep that promise to myself was, I'm going to make it an automatic deduction. Yeah. So I don't have to be like, okay, you know, I only have $2 left and I promised $100. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do an automatic deduction so that that money would be there. But now here's the other caveat. Once I made the promise to remove the $100 on a weekly basis, the next thing is, am I going to make sure that I don't touch that money because I promised myself that I would do X, Y, and Z once I get to a certain amount? You see what I'm saying? So promises are very important. And though people make promises and oftentimes do not keep them, right? Sometimes, you know, you heard the phrase, your word is your bond, right? Oftentimes people are like, I got you. You feel me? Count on me. And what happens oftentimes is people don't come through. But I want you to think about yourself, okay? So hopefully you've had time to grab that pen. And so here it is, 2020 promises. Here are 10 promises. Number 1, I will finally finish blank. Think about something that you finally want to finish this year. For me, I placed on this paper, I finally want to finish my book projects that I have ongoing. Okay, since last year, I promised myself that I would do it then, and I'm procrastinating. Different things are taking priority, but that's one of the promises. So I will finally promise blank. You fill in the blank for yourself, okay? The next promise, I will stop blank. I will stop blank. For me, I will stop putting myself down. I realized that I had a lot of negative self-talk going on. So that's something that I want to promise to myself, that I want to catch those negative thoughts, cut them out, and toss them outside my my mind. So that's a promise that I'm making to myself. I will stop putting myself down, okay? I will start blank, okay? What is a promise that you want to make to yourself in that area? I will start, fill in the blank. For me, I will start using my voice more. I am a person that's extremely introverted. Oftentimes, I'm like, you know, yeah, whatever you guys want. And so oftentimes we need to learn to use our voice more, because if someone is more assertive, what they'll do, you want tacos? Okay, we're finna have tacos. And you want a spaghetti. You feel me? And so I will start using my voice more to declare the things that I desire. Okay? That's for me. Next promise. I will eat more blank. All right? For me, I will eat more vegetables, okay? And I started. I brought kale, spinach. I brought Brussels sprouts. Listen, the Brussels sprouts are already finished. So I will eat more blank. Fill in the blank for yourself. We have to start making promises about our health, okay? Our health is wealth, as we know. So what promise will you make as far as the things that you are consuming? All right, we need to make a promise. Then I hope you're writing this down or catching the live again. I will visit blank. Okay, that's the next promise. I know everybody locked in right now. And I put down for myself, I will visit Vizcaya. Vizcaya is a beautiful park, museum type of vibe here in Miami, Florida. And I said, you know what? I've been wanting to visit Vizcaya for so long and I have not made the time. And so I will visit. That's a promise to myself. I will visit Vizcaya. I will save blank amount of dollars a month. Okay? That's a promise I want you to make. I'm increasing my savings by $25. Yes, I was already doing $100 a week. Now I'm going to bump it up $25 more. Okay, that's a promise I'm making to myself. So I need to make those necessary adjustments so I can fulfill that promise to myself. Another one, I will volunteer blank hours this year. Okay, I will volunteer at least 1 hour a week, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's mentoring someone. 1 hour a week, I want to volunteer. I'm going to keep it going. I will dedicate more time to blank. What is it in your life that you have been promising that you're going to dedicate more time to? It's time to redeem and fulfill the promises that you said that you were going to do in your life. For me, I said I will dedicate more time to being more organized. Okay? Sometimes I struggle with organization. That's a promise to myself that I want to take diligent steps on a daily, weekly basis to get more organized. We're almost done. I will read my blank more. I put down my devotional. What are some things that you need to be reading? Maybe there's some books that you said you wanted to read more of. You wanted to get through. What are those top 2 books or top 3 books that you want to get through? Whether it's audiobooks, ebooks, or actual physical copy. Maybe it's a copy of my book, Live Your Worth. Hey, get it on Amazon today or visit my website, www.DanielaJean and get your copy today. Why delay, guys? Get those books and read them, okay? What are the books that you said you promised yourself you would read? We got only 2 more. I will let go of what? I will let go of what? This is a promise that you got to make to yourself. For me, I will let go of the past. A lot of us need to let that go. And that's a promise because guess what? I was reading something today when it says that the past, when we bring the past to our present, what does it do? It negates the energy that needs to flow for destiny to be fulfilled. So sometimes we're pulling the things from the past and they're becoming a block that the flow of your destiny cannot go through. So I want the promise to myself that I will let go of the past. Okay, you can, like I said, fill in your own blank. And this is the last one. I will blank at least one time a month. I will blank at least one time a month. Promise yourself that you're going to do what this month? For me, once a month. For me, I'm going to detox or purge once a month. I promise that to myself because oftentimes we are in a digital overload. Sometimes we are eating so many different foods that are toxic to ourselves. Sometimes we have toxic environments and we have to purge and detox. And that's a promise that I want to make to myself. Once a month, I want to detox. Once a month, I'm going to have to set down the time frame or at least which time of day or week I'm going to do these promises to make sure that I'm reinforcing them. But once a month, I want to purge. I want to detox. Listen, everyone, if you could go back 3 months before this pandemic, I know that there were promises that you made to yourself that you were like, man, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Then Corona came out of nowhere, hit you with a left, hit you with a right. Next thing you know, you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't get these things done. This is a perfect refresher moment for us to reset and reanalyze those promises that we made to ourselves. Oftentimes people say, I got you, you feel me? I got you, you got my word, and they don't come through, right? And we have expectations of these individuals, some individuals that we love. But guess what? You have so much more expectations of yourself, okay? Of yourself, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you today to analyze and think about the promises that you've made to yourself. Maybe there were promises that were made years ago that were never fulfilled, and it's that time in that season right now to walk in fulfillment of those promises. The Word of God has thousands of promises, and we know that God, when He says the promise, we can take it to the bank because we know that it's going to happen. When we align ourselves with faith, belief, and action words, and a spirit of execution, anything is possible. And so I want you guys to know that nothing is impossible right now. Put those promises right back to the forefront of your mind. Pray over them, meditate, and see which ones actually need to come to pass in this season. So you got your list of about 10 promises that you need to fill in the blank on your own. But I want you to do that. Think about it. Now, this ends our session of Wisdom Wednesdays with your girl, Daniela. Danny Empowers. And I'm so excited that you were able to join me today. Please visit the website, DannyEmpowers.com, to purchase a book or even get your copy of the affirmation CD that I have available to you. This is the time for us to manifest the promises that we have spoken over our lives. Remember, promises are declarations. What have you been declaring over your life that you have yet the courage, the time, or the time management or the discipline to put together and put in motion? So today's word was promises, declarations that we speak. So go ahead and analyze these promises that you've made to yourself and see which ones need to come to pass right now. The question of the day was, what were the promises that you've made to yourself 3 months prior to the pandemic happening? And if you had fulfilled those promises to yourself, where would you be now? All right? Think about that question as you ponder upon the promises that need to be pushed through to the forefront of this current moment so that you can fulfill and maximize your greatness in every area of your life. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you did not catch the beginning of this, please catch the replay. Remember to stay fly, stay safe, and remember that you are blessed. Thank you so much for joining me on Wisdom Wednesdays.